Alright, so this is for myself and a couple of my friends that are trying to learn our code, program, script, whatever you want to call it. Um, so what I'm going to be doing today is just basically messing around with body velocity and align or angular. Is it align? I think align velocity. Hold on, this is not new. Align or angular velocity. No, linear. So yeah, I'm gonna be messing around with body velocity and linear velocity. Basically, this could be used for knockbacks, dashes, and some other things you could come up with. And yeah, let's get into it. So first of all, the one function that you're gonna need, that I think you need for this segment is that the calculate max force function. This function basically, let me make a comment. So, okay. Yeah, so this, damn, these wires are really annoying. Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so basically not these wires, this function gets all the parts in a character and returns a max force, which is calculated by the character's mass and the workspace's gravity. So the parameters here are multiplier and character. Multiplier, right? The multiplier being the amount of the amount you want to multiply that value, the product of the product. So that's just basically gravity times all parts mass, by for the max force, and then the character, basically the player's character. Okay. This is a better alternative than using max or math.huge for a body velocity or body or linear velocity max force. So yeah, this is basically all just to not help, to help us fling way less than using math.huge as the max force for body velocity and linear velocities. Or yeah, exactly. So yeah, basically here we start off by setting the max force variable to zero, and then we loop through the character's parts. So we'll go through the characters, all the characters' parts in here, as you can see. You'll go through every single one of these parts and then get the mass and multiply it by the gravity, the workspace of gravity. I don't know if it's visible. Yeah, this thing, right? And then at the end, we'll multiply that the sum of that, or the product of that, by the multiplier you put in here. Basically, how intense you want the max force to be, I guess, and then it returns that value. So yeah, that's this function here is going to be very essential. Alright, so next we have root, right? So basically this code above here is just this here is an event that runs when I press the Q button. Okay, so if you want to take time to copy that, you can. I wrote some comments down here. If players isn't typing, then yep, copy that. Pause and copy if you need to. All right, so now I'm going to start the code. So we're going to do local. We're going to start off with body velocity first. So local BV equals, right, instance.new, we're going to do body velocity, right, and then we're going to do dot max force equals, we're going to do calculate max force. That's going to return the max. We're going to pass the multiplier. We're going to do a 10 times multiplier, and then we're going to pass the character. Okay, because that's what the parameters are, multiplier and character. Right. This is going to return a number, and that number is going to be our max force. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Actually, no, we got to put this in a vector 3. not new. To make things easy, we can just do here local mf equals, and then we can just do the calculate max force, and then we can do the multiplier, which is 10, and then the character, and then we can just do here we can do equals vector 3 dot new mf, right? Cool. So now we can do what we can do now is we can do velocity dot velocity equals I can do root part dot c frame root part dot c frame dot look vector times just multiply by 50 for our dash, and then we're gonna do body velocity dot parent equals what is it? Root, and then game dot read add item body. Game dot read add item body velocity, and we're gonna do 0.25. Okay, so I'm gonna comment over this just in case you didn't know what I did here. This is just creates a body velocity city instance. Nice. Gets the base max force, gets the calculated max force. Here sets the max force, sets the body velocity's max force. And then we're gonna do here we set the body velocity's velocity, and then we set the body velocity's parent to the character's humanoid root part, and then here we just delete the body over a 0.35 second period, so basically a quarter of a second period. Okay, so let's test that to see if it works. Hopefully everything works properly. See, boom. So yeah, you see, you can dash, we're dashing, and yeah, that's just the basic dash mechanics, I guess. I'm gonna do the same exact thing with linear velocity, and I'm gonna show you guys how to add some effects to the dashing. So basically, if you want to do this with linear velocity, Roblox actually prefers that we use linear velocity instead of body velocity, because I think it's getting body velocity might get deprecated or something. I'm not even sure. Maybe it has some bugs with it. Because look, when you type in instance.new and you want to go to body velocity, see how it has like a line crossing it. So yeah, they would rather us to use linear velocity for this. So yeah, we can do the exact same thing. Let's remove this and start over. Alright, so we're gonna do local linear velocity equals instance.new, and you can do linear velocity, right? For linear velocity, they run on attachments, so you have to put an attachment inside of the player before we can actually put the linear velocity in. So local, I'll just do a1 equals instance.new attachment, and then we're gonna put it inside of the root, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing. So linear velocity dot max force equals calculated max force. For linear velocity, the max force is just a number value, not a vector 3 value, so it's just one number value. I guess that's more convenient. That's typing, I guess. So calculate max force, you can do the multiplier of 10, and then the character. We're going to linear velocity dot linear line dot vector velocity equals root part, same thing, root part dot c frame dot look vector times we can do 50 again. Okay, yeah, 50, and then we can do linear velocity dot attachment 0 equals we're gonna put the attachments, which is a1. We're gonna do linear velocity dot parent equals root game dot read add item linear velocity comma 0.25. Same thing with the attachment a1 0.25. Let's double check to make sure this works before we continue. Add comments. Okay, so as you can see, it also works the exact same way. Nice. And yeah, so basically for this what I did here is I made an attachment, And if I'm spelling wrong, please excuse my spelling. Like, that's one of my biggest weaknesses. So yeah, made an attachment and parented it to the humanoid root part. Made for this line, I made a linear velocity instance and parented it to the root part. For here, we set the linear velocity's max force to the return value of calculate max force function. Here we set the linear velocity's velocity to where the player is looking and multiply by 50. Here we set the linear velocity's attachment 0 property to the to A1. Set the linear velocity's parent to the player's humanoid root part. Humanoid root part. And here we just delete the linear velocity over a 0.25 second time period, and here we delete the attachment over a 0.25 second time period. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what we did. If you need to pause to read, you can pause to read. I'll have these. I don't think I'll need to make a model for this. You guys can just watch. So yeah, that's how you do that. And now we're gonna get into little dashing effects. Okay, so basically for that, I'm going to have some things here. We're gonna make sorry, I'm gonna have some folders here. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. Alright, so we have a folder. We're gonna name this folder VFX, right? VFX, and then inside of this folder we're gonna put something called mobility, and then here we're gonna have another folder called dashing. Okay, dashing. Alright, so inside of server script service, we're gonna also have another folder here called services, folder called player services. This is just for organization organization purposes. Okay, and then we're gonna have services. Gonna have character. Oh no, wait, that makes no sense. Mobility, right? And we're gonna have a script in here called mobility handler. Okay, and another one. Okay, so yeah, cool. And then we're gonna have a thing here. We're gonna have a module script here. We're gonna call that dashing EFX, I guess. All right, or dashing render. Okay. So now that we have these two parts, we're gonna have to make one more things. Remote event. We're gonna name that dashing remote. Okay. Or you can just I'm gonna put this right here and just name it mobility remote. Okay. Cool. All right. So now what we're gonna do is actually make the actual effect. So to make the effect, we're gonna put this right here. We're gonna spawn a part. My bad. And then we're gonna add an attachment to that part. And that attachment. Nice. We're gonna try and make this part transparent. Make the attachment visible so I can see that. And then we're gonna add a particle emitter. Nice. Particle emitter. Okay. And then for this particle emitter, we're gonna do some stuff. I should have some images. I hope. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so I do have some right here. Trying to find like a good one that could be used for, I don't know, dashing. Like a dust. Any dust? I don't know if this would work. This is like dirt. Let's try this. So copy. We're gonna paste this inside of here. So we're gonna paste over the texture. And then we're gonna just make the rate like our lifetime actually. Lifetime point half second. And then we're gonna make the the size. We're gonna change the size to something like this. That, like a big spike here, and then just like up slowly. Okay, and then let's actually bring that down a bit. So what is this? 7.7. Make this. This is in studs, right? So I'm gonna make this 2, and I'll make this like 3. This actually makes literally no sense. If this is 3, and how is this higher than that? Actually doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's try 2, and that can be 3. And then we have to have a transparency. Like here, we can make this like here, and then make this up 1 like that. Okay. And for the rotation, this is I think how much it rotates per second or per lifetime. Let's do 360. Nope, this is just the rotation in general. Oops. I think that's rotation speed is how much it rotates, I guess. 360, like that. Or let's do, yeah, I guess that 360 is fine. I think that might be a bit too much, so lifetime is too fast, so let's do a 0.5. Oh my god, let's do a 1. What? Oh, this is lifetime. Okay, so 0.5 is fine. And then let's do light emission. I guess you can have some light influence, but not too much light emission. Okay, rates should just be 1. And the speed should not exist. This is a terrible dust. Like, is there like a better dust? Like, this is flames, but that's just straight fire. Is there like any actual dust? I lost the. Okay, there it is. Oh, there you go. We literally have smoke, dust, and etc. The whole shebang. Copy. I'm gonna paste that here. Okay. Our texture. It's cool. And I think for this one, just having it spawn up like that wouldn't really make sense. So transparency, we're gonna have it at 0. Nice at here. We're gonna have it drop to 0 and then go like that. Like that. That makes more sense. And actually for the transparent, I don't think 0 is having it at like a 0.2 or 0.3. No, wait. What? Okay, how about 0.2 seconds, right? Loads into 2.5 seconds, loads in, and then the value here can be 0.3, and the value here can be higher. Here can be like a 0.7, and let's bring it up here. This is just the transparency over time. That's what this is. Okay, I guess that's fine. I think. I think that's fine. I think it's fine. If I were to put the character here, and then that would be like right here. This is fine. Like the low effect would be like right here, like very subtle, but like, you know, nice right there. Let's make this joint visible and see how it would look without the. It'd be like that. That should probably be like that. Yeah, I think that's fine. If I were to change the color to like gray, let's see, I think it should just remain gray if I'm not mistaken. If I was gray like that. Nice. Yeah, cool. Alright, so that's gonna be our little effect for now. Okay. Color can go back to white. So that's our effect. And we're gonna name this dust effect. It's P1. Or actually A1. We're gonna name this. We're gonna name this dark. We're gonna name this dust effect right here. We're gonna name this A1, and then delete that. So we're gonna open here, put that. Well, we didn't delete it. We copied it. Like we pressed Control X to cut it, so it deleted it and copied it. So it's in our clipboard. So we're gonna go to VFX, and then we're gonna go to dashing. We're gonna have the effect here. So we're gonna go folder and name this effect. Okay, nice. And yeah, cool. So make sure this is actually rate 0, and then just yeah, it's cool. I don't even want to have it enabled, honestly. I feel like that I'm just have it disabled to make sure it's disabled and the rate is 0. Okay, so now for that, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna define some stuff. Okay, so local I'm gonna have a predetermined, not a predetermined, a little template of like important variables. So I'm just gonna do that. So load here, copy. Okay, and we're gonna paste this. I'm gonna have this down below in the description if you need this. So it basically just gets the player, lighting, replicate storage, server script service, team, sounds, run service, user input service, and then everything else, right? And then just has like it's literally like a little thing to help me keep my scripts organized. Okay. So yeah, once we have that, we're gonna do local dust or dash remote. Dash mode equals mobility remote equals rep storage, find first child, VFX find first child. Oh, I should probably use wait for child instead of find first child, wait for child. And then boom, right? Mobility, and then wait for child, mobility remote. Okay, nice. We're gonna do local mobility folder equals the same thing, and then we're just gonna leave that mobility right here. Okay, so nice. And now we're gonna do for the events or functions, we can do local function get nearest players, right? And then here we're gonna do let's pass the position too. We're gonna do local also for this part. Okay, so this function returns the closest players. Yeah, basically. So for this one, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do we're gonna use the video I made last, I think the previous video, the new spatial API or whatever, to basically get all the players in range. Okay, so we're gonna do local player box equals this, right? Nice. And then we're gonna do local position, or we already have the position, right? So local radius equals, I guess we can do it over anyone that's like basically like 50 can see. I mean, because it's just a dashing effect, so anyone really just 50 can see. So yeah, then we're gonna do local over overlap params equals overlap params.u, and then we're gonna do local filter this type equals enum.filter.raycast filter type.black. Wait, do we even need that? I don't think we need that. We don't need this. We don't even need I don't think we even need this, honestly. Yeah, we don't need this at all. I don't think we need that's fine. Yeah, we don't really need this, so we can just leave it like that. So we're gonna do local range list equals workspace get part bounds in radius, right? And they're gonna pass the position. We're gonna pass the radius is 50, and then we don't have to pass the overlap parameters. We don't have parameters for that. Okay. And then what we're gonna do now is, now that we have that list, we're gonna do for thing closest object in pairs radius, right? We're gonna do if no, not radius, range list, my bad. So if closest object, so no, we're gonna do local character equals closest object, or local valid, so local character equals, yeah, I guess we can do equals closest object dot parent, right? Local valid player equals players get player from character, right? Let's wrap this into P. I don't know if this is going to return a function, so return an error. So I'm going to wrap this into P call. So local valid equals P call function. I'm going to do this, okay? Function. P call function. Okay, cool. So now we're going to have another variable. We're going to copy the exact same variable from the code and then name it, set it to nil, okay? And then we're going to delete the local thing so we can keep in the same scope. All right. And then what this basically, I'll explain the entire thing later. Okay, so now we're going to do if valid, then we're going to do if valid, then we're going to do table.insert player box, and then we're going to put the character. So we're going to do valid player. Okay, nice. And then now that we have all the players inside this little box, what we're going to do is we're going to return this box. So we're going to return player box. Okay, that's needed. So let me go over this function real quick. So basically this here is a storage of all closest players. This is the radius from where the dust, or where the, not the dust, but the specific position. So if you want to use this for like other things than just the dust rendering, you can use that. So then this range list is going to be a method that returns all of the parts that is in that range or radius from the defined, I guess, position. Okay, so this loop here is basically looping through the range list, right? Put this right here in a table. So looping through the range list, right? And then the character is going to be this is going to be referencing the part as character, right? And then we're declaring the player. We're declaring the player basically declaring the player variable, okay? And then this is wrapping the items below in a P call to prevent error halting. I don't know if that's how you call it, but that's just what it makes sense to me. So yeah, this basically, a P call function is basically allows you to put something in here, and it allows you to like continue your code without like stopping if there's an error, and it also allows you to check if something is actually exists without like, you know, having that error stop your entire code. So that's what this is basically right here. So basically, if this does exist, it will be like, this will result. Wait, if this exists, right? This variable right here would result to true. If it doesn't, then this would have been like false or nil, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then this line of code we're just saying using the get player from character method to attempt to get a player from their character. It's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so the next one is saying that if the player exists, then we put that player, which is valid player, which is right here, would be now defined inside the player box. So inside of this little box, and at the end we return the box. So we return that player box. Okay, cool. So now let's get into the actual event. I do mobile mobility folder, not remote, mobility remote dot on server event connect function. Then we're gonna just have this player as the base parameter, and then we're gonna do local player box. Player box equals okay, local. Yeah, so now we're gonna get the player box from the function. So player box equals get nearest player, nearest players, right? And it's gonna return that. So we're gonna actually have to get the humanoid root part. So we're gonna do so what we're gonna do is we're not gonna get the position from the we're gonna have to actually cast array cast. So we're gonna do local array params equals filter. So yeah, array params equals we're gonna do raycast parameters dot new, right? And then before that, we're gonna have to do something. So we're gonna do local. We can just copy. Oh no, we don't have it here. We do have it in the other one though. I'm not gonna copy and I'm gonna just type it. Type it is better discipline. All right, so local filter type equals I think is what is it? Enum dot raycast filter type dot, and then we can do okay, so we can do I don't know, we can either do whitelist, which whitelist only I'm gonna do blacklist. Okay, so blacklist, right? And we're gonna do local filter descendants equals and then little thing, right? We're gonna add character to this, okay? Or we have to define the player's character. Hold on. So local character equals player dot character. Okay. I'm gonna pass the character here. In here. Okay. Do local core equals cat. I'm just do root equals character. Find for styled humanoid root part. Okay. And yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do position. So local origin equals root dot position, right? Position. And local direction equals vector 3 dot new, and do like a 0 -3 0 type B. Okay. And I'm gonna have to make one more function before we can actually create the raycast. So I'm gonna make a function up here. I'm gonna name this function local function get non-players. Okay, and then the list, and then we'll return the list at the end. Okay, so we're gonna have workspace get descendants. I typed that so wrong. For object in pairs. Okay, indents. I'm gonna do if object dot parent doesn't equal or local parent equals object dot parent. Okay, how about this? Okay, so if object is a model, right? And object find first child humanoid, then we're gonna do table dot insert, and then we're gonna insert list, and then we're gonna insert the object. So object. Okay, that's only for models. I mean, yeah, because every player is a model, right? Yeah. So if it's a model, and then we find humanoid, okay, and that's where we return the list. So basically, what this does, this function, so this function returns a list of all characters slash NPC slash players, and and that list will be used as a black list for the raycast. Okay, so we're gonna indent that and then continue. So we passed that. So now we're gonna do now that we have the filter design, we're gonna put character in here, right? And then we're gonna also do filter descendants equals we're gonna do, what is it, get non-players, and then we're gonna pass filter descendants in here. Okay, so now that we have everything basically ready, we're gonna do we're gonna do raycast array params dot filter type equals filter type ray params dot filter descendants ray params filter descendants instances equals filter descendants, and then we're gonna have to raycast. So local raycast local ray results equals ray workspace raycast, right? I'm gonna pass to origin the direction and then the parameters, so ray parameters. Okay, and I'm gonna have if ray results, then they're gonna put this in here, player box equals so, and then okay, so local material equals equals ray results ray results dot instance dot material. Actually, I haven't. Okay, then we're gonna local color equals ray results dot instance dot color. Okay, material color, nice. And then we're gonna do I'm gonna do a task.spawn because I don't know if this would like lag it anyway. So task.spawn, and we're gonna do for IV in pairs. Actually, no, there's no point of the task.spawn. Let me take that out. I'm sorry. So for IV in player in pairs, right? We're gonna do player box. We're gonna fire the client. So we're gonna do what is this? Mobility remote. We have to have another remote for the effects. We're gonna have a remote here. We're gonna name this remote client side effects. Or client side effects. Okay. And then now that we have that, we have to define that remote. So local client remote equals rep storage VFX client fix. Make sure you put ray for child there. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do clients remote fire client, and then we're gonna do what is it, player box? No, we're gonna do player. And then we're gonna have a little table here. So in this table we're gonna have the material and then the color. So material equals material, and the color equals color. We have one more argument here. We're gonna name this dust. Okay, dust comma and then this. So let me just have one more thing. So we're gonna call this event right here, and then if event equals you have to need these anyway. So if event right here, put this right here. So if event equals dash, then we're gonna move all these parts right here. Okay, because I might use this remote for like different types of things like dashing, jumping, etc., right? Not jumping, but like long jumping, double jumping, whatever. So you're gonna have to make sure we specify which event it is. So if it's dashing, then we run the dash code. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to the dashing script and we're gonna make sure we fire that remote in the first place. So let's copy these remotes. I don't think we really need the mobility folder. We even use that, so I don't know why we. Okay, so copy these remotes, and then we're gonna paste this here. Oh, I gotta copy the starter code to services, and then we're gonna paste that here. And now we're gonna do mobility or dashing room that mobility remote fire server, and then we're gonna fire. Was it dashing? Was it dashing or dash? It's dash. Okay, so fire server dash. Okay. Ignore these. This is not things on here don't matter. Okay, so dash, right? And if everything goes according to plan, it should print done. Okay, and let's test before we continue to the second part. Click play, and then okay, so we have, I don't know if there's a problem. Let me make sure I'm actually even getting the thing. So print, we were called. Okay, so you were called. Okay, there we go. One was an argument. So okay, so get nearest plays. We didn't put a position. So get nearest plays. You have to put that position. So that position is going to be the array results. Dot position. Okay. Click play, and should be able to have that up. We're still not getting. It took a while to say done. Hold on, let me try again. It took quite a while to. I saw done, but that's really weird. If array results, maybe we're not casting it down. Let's put it at a 5. Maybe we're not getting a. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, what we just did just now is we just changed this thing. So we don't need this printing statement anymore. We just changed the direction. So this is basically where the little ray goes, the direction of where the ray goes, right? We just extended it from 3 to 5. So now it goes from the human root part and then down 5 studs. So I think 3 was just too little. So there we go. All right, so now everything there works. Now we're gonna get to the actual dust part. So we can make another script inside of the character. I like to put this one in the character. I'm gonna make a folder here called bin, and then inside you're gonna make another folder called client side, right? And then you're gonna have a script here and call it VFX, right? Or yeah, I'm just gonna name it VFX, okay? VFX is too vague, so maybe like client to client VFX, okay? And then we're gonna copy that starter code. I'm gonna have a paste bin for the starter code down below in the description if you need that. Copy paste, right? And now we have that. We're gonna get the mobile remote, okay? So we're gonna get the not the mobile remote, the other remote. Should be here. Give me a second to take this out. Right here. Okay, so client remote. Okay. So here, the variables, client remote, mobility. Nice. Yeah. So mobility folder. I think we have the module, right? We don't have the module. We don't have the module. That's fine. So. Oh, okay. So we have to pass one more argument. So what do we have? The material, the color. Okay, so dust, that, and that, right? So we're gonna have one more thing. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna name this. Let me think. Okay, so let's extend this. We're gonna extend this table. Okay, we're gonna name this we're gonna have a thing called module name equals what? Equals dust or dashing render, and then module function equals dust. Okay, and then we're gonna have module params equals this. Okay, nice. And yeah, so we have, this is important because this is how we're going to be using, how we're going to just use one script to load all of the client side effects. Okay, so if we go back, we're going to go back to dashing, not dashing, module. Okay, so yeah, we're here. No, we're in the client local script. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a function called local function function check module. All right, and then we're gonna pass the mod name and then mod func, right? And what this is right here is this function is responsible for checking whether the specified module exists and the function exists. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So now we have the module. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do local module local. So do we have a mobility folder? Okay, so I have to do VFX. So local VFX folder equals rep storage wait for child VFX. Okay. Now we're gonna do is local function. I don't think we need to. So local module equals VFX folder find first child module or mod name comma true. Okay. If module, then let me pre-declare these things. Module equals local module local but we don't need that actually. I'll take it back. Okay. So yeah, local module equals VFX folder module name this. So basically, this is gonna just look through the entire VFX thing for the module name, okay? And it's gonna loop through it like all the way down. That's why this do thing basically means that it's recursive. So it's gonna go through each, okay? So I'm gonna do if module okay, we don't need that. So yeah, actually let's do it. If module is a module script, then else we're gonna warn this is not a module script. Please check the name. Okay. Dot. Alright, it's gonna be capped. Okay. So now we're gonna do local function module function equals module equals require module, and then we're gonna do mod function if module function okay, so if module function, then you're gonna have to make another variable out here. We'll call it local we're gonna local function to run equals no. Okay, they're gonna do if module function, then that equals module actually let me name it module to run. Okay, then that equals then module to run should equal module. Okay, or module or require module. Does that even work? I don't know if that would work. I'm just gonna do module because I don't know if that's gonna cause any errors. So yeah, and then at the end we're gonna return module to run. Okay. So yeah, and then at the events we're gonna have client remote dot on server event connect function, and then here we're gonna have the things that we pass. So what did we pass? We passed this table, right? We're gonna call this properties table, or was it property table, return table? I'm gonna just do return table. So return table, okay? Local module name equals return table dot module name. So let's go back dot module name. Local module function equals return table dot module function. Okay. And then we're gonna have local module params equals return table dot, and then I think is what is it called? Module parameters, module params, same thing. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna do is is valid if check module we're gonna have module name comma module function, then local selected module equals require, and then we're gonna do this, okay? And then we're gonna do nice. We're gonna do selected module, and then dot module function. Selected module function. And then we're gonna do we're gonna pass the parameters. We're gonna do module parameters like that. Boom. So now inside of the actual module, this is where we're gonna do the actual dust effect. Okay. Everything that we've done so far is basically an attempt to only render the dust effect for close players, because if you render every single effect for every player in the server, it's gonna cause the server to lag. Okay. So yeah. Now what we're gonna do is local function or local module dot dust equals function, and then we're gonna have module module params do print hi to see if this even works. Okay. Dust yep, and dust render yep. Okay, let's see if this works so far. Hopefully we don't get too many errors. Okay, we got a bunch of errors. Yeah, nice. Okay. So it's saying attempt to call a nil value in line 59. Okay, attempt to call a nil value 59. So I guess that's why, that's fine. Just module, and then we can do module.name, right? And we're gonna put the you have to do it like this. Module, not module name, module function. Okay, now we should get a better results. There we go. So for some reason it does it 16 times, but it doesn't. Okay, but I don't know why it does it 16 times. Oh, okay. So okay. So the reason why it does it 16 times is because we have to go back up here. Okay. So go back to the get nearest players. Okay. In the get nearest players, before we insert it, we're gonna do if not valid player, or if not player box, then valid player, then, and then now we can put this in here. So that one that we just put, the conditional that we just put here, basically checks to see if that player doesn't already exist in the list. Okay. So yeah, now it should only print hi once, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my goodness. It doesn't do it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Range list object. Range list object. Range list, right? And just do. Okay, let's print this. Let's print the player box. I'm gonna print the player box. Print. Let's see. It probably has my character in there 16 times. Yeah. That. Okay. So. Okay. So, check closest player. Valid player. P call function valid player. They're gonna do. If valid, then. If not. Player box valid player, then. Table insert. Yeah. So table insert. So not valid in characters. All right, let me take some time to figure this out. Okay, so I was able to find the error in the program, and the only problem is that we were trying to find the player in the table using the key, the player as a key, but the player wasn't the key because the key was actually like a number index. So instead of that, you want to replace what we had before. So what I did is I replaced here. Oh, actually, I have to like control Z anyway. So just replace this code that we had here before. You see this right here? Replace that with if not, and then table dot find, and then player box comma valid player. Okay, and then that should print. That should fix it. So now, if I were to go and click play, and I were to hit the dash, see, it only prints high 1. So now, yeah, cool. So now that means our model was called. Let me delete all the extra print statements here, and cool. Let's hop back into the dash renderer. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to add a folder inside of workspace. I'm going to call it debris folder. Debris folder. Basically just like a fail safe, if that makes any sense. So put a script in here. You can do script.parent. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to put a local script in here, I guess. All right, so fail safe. You don't need to do this. This is not even necessary. I'm just doing it just to build a habit. Script folder equals script.parent, right? Folder.child added connect function. Child or object debris add item object. And they're gonna do it over like a 6 times 7. 6 times 300, 3 times 7, 21, 0, 7-minute period. Okay, this basically just deletes anything that's added in here in a 7-minute period if it hasn't been deleted by the client already. Okay, so we'll go here, and now what we're gonna do is back in the module script, right? We're gonna define some things. So this is where we're gonna actually start forming the dust. Okay, so we're gonna do local dust. So local dust effect. Local dust effect equals. Let me get the starter thing. Okay. Copy, and we're gonna paste this. I'm gonna paste it under it because I don't really know what that. Okay, so local dust effect equals rep storage. Find first child. We're gonna do dust effect, right? And then we're gonna do true. So I'm just gonna go through every single thing here until it gets right here. It's probably better to just like identify all of these folders individually before you get there. But I'm just doing this because I'm kind of short on time. So yeah, local dust effect equals rep storage. Find for dust effect true, right? And then we're gonna do clone. Okay, and then let me go back to here to see what the parameters were. So we have the module, so we have material, color, right? We also have position. So position equals, and do, what is it, local color or dashing or direction, or what is it, array results dot position. Okay, cool. So now that we have that, we're gonna go back to the module script and then local position equals, yeah, fine. Let me actually take this. So we're gonna go back to the dust effect, and no, we don't even need to take it out. Just make sure the size is 1, 1, 1, okay, or 1. You can even do like 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, something like that, okay. All right, and then we're gonna do back in the model script, we're gonna do local position equals module params dot position. Local color equals module params dot color. Local material equals module params dot material. Okay, because that's what we passed it as. We have material, color, and then position. Nice. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do dust effect dot parent equals. Let me bring this down here just for organization purposes. Bring this back. We're gonna indent this thing. Okay, dust effect equals dot parent equals workspace dot debris folder. Okay, dust effect dot position equals position. Okay, and then we're gonna do for we're gonna do game dot debris add item dust effect, and we're gonna delete it after what, 3 seconds. Okay, so now we're gonna do for particle in particle in pairs. We're gonna do dust effect dot a1 get children, because that's what the particle was in here, right? Get children. That's where it was. It's inside the attachment. Okay, so now we're gonna do if particle, just to make sure, is a particle emitter, then particle emit, and then we're gonna emit this like 3 times. Okay, and for the rotation, let's make the rotation vary more. So the rotation can be like negative 90 and then 90. Okay, and then yeah, that's fine. And we can just do like a delay, or no, just to be safe. So local delay, function delay, or sorry, task dot delay. My goodness, delay function. Oh, number first, right? So we're gonna do after the 3 second, or just a 2 second thing. Function, and then boom, and then we're gonna do particle. What is it? Clear. Yep, like that. All right. So now we should have everything working. Let's test to see if everything's working. Okay. So now if you were to dash, look at that. You just spent 1 hour on this little dashing dust effect thing. Okay. The reason why we took so long is not because, like, you know, we had to literally make the particle and then all that, but like the reason why we had to make so many scripts is that now this will only load for the player. Okay, this only loads for the player, because look, if I were to go here, click stop, and then click here, click 2 players, right? And let's have, we have player 1 and player 2. You can see, let me take this out of this guy. Okay, so this is player 1, right? If I dash in front of player 1, see, he can see my dash effect, right? You see that? See how you can see my dash effect? Like if I'm close enough, you see that dash effect, right? See that? Now if I'm like farther, like way far, like here, look on this side. If I dash, he can't see that, but I can. You see? He can't see that part of that dash effect, because like there's no point of him seeing it if I'm that far. You see what I'm saying? And this is basically like an optimization thing. This will help me lag less. Okay, you can do this with any other move. Like let's say you're making like a fire fist move or like a blast move. If they're not close enough to even, let's say if I'm on like a whole different island, right? There's no reason why that move should be loading in my client's workspace. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just like unnecessary lag. Okay, so yeah, see if I'm far enough, you can't see the dash effect, but I can see on my screen. You see what I'm saying? You see that? Cool. And also, this also helps the server too, because if you were to add the server in here, let me put the server in here. Okay. The server. This side here is the server. Okay. Let me go find this character. This is me right here. I'm the one that's right here, jumping. Nope. I'm this one then, jumping. See, if you look on the right side, this is the client side. When I dash, you can see the dust. You see, but the server cannot see that because there's no need for the server to see that, because like the server is not the player. Why should the server load in all those effects? It doesn't make sense. This will help the server, remain fresh, new, and less laggier. Okay. So yeah, that's basically how to create a dash effect, or a dash basically, with client-side effects. If you want more tutorials like this, leave a like down below, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you guys later.